Bones from winged pillar's fist, Cybrex demon's bloody cyst, Lobsterquake's accursed eyes, Sodel's brood solidifies. With Tig's blessing, give them breath, servants of disease and death. Good evening. Tonight, Mage Queen Zacit is dabbling in dark and powerful magics. Using specimens from the work of her necromancer colleagues, Zacit is creating new life. From these barrels of blood, she repeats their experiments, brewing loyal acolytes to enact her will across the land. The first creation to emerge from its brood pot is a Pillar-Love's Fist, a large one-eyed humanoid. He has thin wings of stretched skin, and his black skin is waxy. Zacit names him Odam Ther Lethzuglar, Snake Ship. He's patient, agile, focused, and analytical. He's a proficient crossbowman, a skilled observer, and a skilled dodger. Odam is to serve as a scout and a hunter for the acolytes. Odam values a harmonious existence, values artwork, respects power, and values tranquility and a peaceful day. He's assertive, confident under pressure, likes to take it easy, and avoids crowds. He dreams of mastering a skill. This cool-headed hunter will no doubt be an asset to the acolytes. Zacit has Odam clad in leather clothes. He wields a superior quality crossbow, a finely crafted copper buckler, and a well-crafted bronze short sword. A second creature climbs out. She's a Lobsterquake's Eye, a large feathered humanoid. She has a pair of knobby antennae. Her charcoal feathers are long and narrow. She has been named Udil Zustash Silab, Ancient Roof. She has been imparted with the knowledge of the axe. She knows how to competently wield one in battle, has some skill in woodcutting, and is a professional carpenter. She's strong, agile, and very creative. She also has above-average empathy, social awareness, and linguistic ability, and she's a competent conversationalist and an adequate flatterer. Udil doesn't respect the law and thinks friendship is important. She dreams of creating a great work of art. She enjoys being in crowds, and is extremely confident in situations requiring her skills. She doesn't mind wearing something special now and again, and has little interest in joking around. This extravagant extrovert seems just as comfortable on the battlefield as she is in conversation. Udil wields a bronze battle axe and a copper shield. She has insisted upon being clothed in finely crafted silks, and our clothiers have obliged. The next to emerge is a hulking colossus, a demon of Cybrek, a large, eyeless humanoid. She has 4 long, curving horns. Her black skin is leathery. Her name is Kosoth Ulzestatis, Ring Stake. She is incredibly muscular. While she has superior strength, her interpersonal skills are lacking. Her specialty is unarmed combat. Kosoth is a competent wrestler, striker, and dodger, as well as an adequate kicker and biter. She also has a way with animals, being both a competent rider and a professional animal caretaker. Kosoth finds blind honesty foolish and has a strong tendency towards privacy, though she does find helping others to be very emotionally rewarding. She finds chaos preferable to the boredom of harmonious living, is quick to anger, and likes to brawl. This unpredictable behemoth will be an unstoppable force on the battlefield. Kosoth isn't too focused on material goods, so she's packing light. She's wearing a vest, a pair of trousers, some leather shoes, and a pair of large iron gauntlets. She doesn't need any other weapons. Kosoth is also bringing along 3 war dogs, Cog, Eshtan, and Degal. The fortress has plenty of stray hounds running around, we might as well put them to use. The final champion slithers out from his cauldron, a soldier of Sodel, a scaly humanoid with 2 narrow tails. His charcoal scales are large and set far apart. His name is Rovod Sharmang, Myalash. Rovod is far and away the least physically imposing of the 4 acolytes. He's only about the size of a dwarf. His strength, toughness, and endurance are below average, though he is agile. He's an adequate spearman, though he's more competent at blocking and dodging than he is at stabbing. Rovod's real contribution to the group comes from his skills as a doctor. He can set bones and dress wounds with skill and proficiency. Rovod is also an adequate reader, wordsmith, and writer. What Zacit denied him in physical strength, she made up for in intellect. His academic skills will be useful as the acolytes document their experiences in the wilds. Rovad views the pursuit of knowledge as deeply important and dreams of mastering a skill. He is extremely confident of himself and is intellectually stubborn, rarely changing his mind, yet somehow he's also very humble. He's quick to anger and lives a fast-paced life. Quick-witted and feisty, Rovad can provide the brains to back up the rest of the squad's brawn, provided he doesn't get himself killed first. Rovad carries a copper spear, a copper buckler, and 5 blank pigtail scrolls. It's always important to bring along writing material. You never know when inspiration will strike. The Mage Queen tells the heroes of their sacred mission. They are to travel the folded continents, inspecting the 9 necromancer towers that have been conquered by chanted fins. They are to learn all they can from the places they visit, and recover what treasures they find. They must also investigate the 3 remaining unconquered necromancer towers, and return with information about the tower's defenses. They are free to take whatever equipment they need from the fortress in order to complete their mission. She tells them to go forth and spread the will of Tig the Lustful. None of the 4 know who Tig the Lustful is, but she seems pretty adamant. Standing outside Chanted Fins, the quartet decides to take a look around the fortress before they head out. There could be useful supplies inside. They enter the Tower of Chanted Fins. Odam finds some iron bolts for his crossbow, and Rovad finds a blank parchment quire. The group comes across a museum of sorts, filled with all kinds of artifact trinkets. Udil snags a lovely-looking granite amulet, Stalid Duthnur, wash-guarded. That strange dwarf crone did say they could take whatever they wanted. She decides not to push it by taking any of the other artifacts. They continue up the tower, finding a great throne room. For some reason, there's an enormous empty cage in front of the window. Who knows what used to be in there? The top floor of the tower is locked up for some reason. The party instead heads down into the fortress proper. It's pretty messy down here. There are pools of dwarf and troll blood on the floor, along with a lot of water. This place kinda seems like a dump. It might be dangerous here. Kosoth takes point. Yes, this whole place is flooded with salt water. What happened here? There's a door at the end of the hallway. Water rushes out. The party is washed down the corridor. Luckily, there are drains in the floor, which seem to be keeping the place from becoming totally submerged. In the other direction, the quartet finds a strange sight. An incredibly muscular dwarf, looks like a soldier of some kind, but she's missing a right hand and a left foot. She's covered in scars, and something seems kind of off about her. Udil tries talking to her.
Hello, Mebzuth.
Not much of a talker, huh? Well, whatever, she doesn't seem dangerous. They find a tavern of some kind. The floor is covered in blood. Udil tries making conversation with a nearby merchant.
Hello, Zolban.
Hello.
How's it going?
Death is all around us. This is truly horrifying.
Well, how have things been around here?
We've got armies on the march, beasts, criminals, bandits, bone-chilling horror, and missing treasure.
That's not very funny.
How fleeting life is. Begone, fear!
Well, good luck with that.
This place might not be entirely on the up and up. We might want to make ourselves scarce before too long. They continue exploring. Rovad finds an artifact bismuth bronze spear in the water. He feels a little bad about taking such a valuable weapon when he's just a humble scholar, but he's the only member of the group who uses spears, so he figures it's for the best. It's pretty flooded over here as well, but it looks like this is where main storage is. They wade through the fortress, collecting a great variety of useful supplies. While most of the armor in here is sized for dwarves, there does seem to be some equipment here which fits the larger members of the group. Odam finds a steel helm, a steel mail shirt, and some gauntlets that are his size. Kosoth collects a massive, full suit of steel armor, all sized for demons of Cybrek. She also recovers a finely crafted, spiked bronze ball. It might come in handy. Rovad finds lots of dwarven armor which would fit him, if only he were strong enough to carry it. He just grabs a steel helm. In truth, he's rather weighed down by all the parchment quires he found in the fort. They're a little waterlogged, but they should dry out eventually. Udil picks up a steel mail shirt in addition to her new amulet. At this point, the party has collected about as much as they need, so they decide to leave this rather damp place. On their way out, they find some animals that may well come in handy. Kosoth coaxes 4 trained rhinoceros to accompany them, and they mount up. These adventurers are going to travel in style. They set off for the nearest necromancer tower, wind-peaked, a little ways to the southeast. They soon find a flock of wren people, small bird folk. They seem pretty harmless. Udil tries striking up a conversation.
Greetings, my name is Udil Ancient Roof.
Greetings.
How are you feeling right now?
Oh, we were just having a bit of a debate. It was quite an insightful discussion.
That's nice. How's life out in the plains?
Well, there is the matter of the fighting.
What fighting?
A wren woman suddenly takes a swing at one of our dogs. Just now, a wren woman attacked. These bird people have a pretty messed up sense of humor.
This is my fight too. This may require an answer.
Kosoth feels vengeful seeing someone attack her prized pup. Before anyone can stop her, she dismounts and starts sprinting after the offending bird. Kosoth picks the wren woman up by the neck and throws her. Some other members of our group pile on as well. Even the rhinos start kicking at the wren woman. Odam injects the bird with venom using his stinger. We didn't even know he had a stinger. Kosoth takes a mighty swing and bashes the wren woman's head in. No one hurts her dogs. The other wren people are horrified, but they don't dare make any sudden moves. 2 try to appease Kosoth by gently petting the dog. Udil quickly ushers the group away, trying not to make the situation any worse. This is not exactly an ideal start to our journey. As the group nears the tower, the environment starts becoming rather strange. There's a lot of vegetation, but it's all dead. Dead trees, dead grasses, there's not a single living plant around, even near the ponds. Odam does find some wildlife. He manages to bag a peregrine falcon. Not much meat on it, but it's something. Ah, but here's a monitor lizard. Odam takes a few shots and eventually hits it with his crossbow. He then charges in on his rhinoceros and finishes the beast off with his short sword. There's far more meat on this creature. We'll be eating well tonight. He butchers the lizard and hands the meat to Kosoth for safekeeping. A short while later, the group finds the first structure in the area, a small squarish building. They'll need to be careful, this place does not seem remotely safe. Odam dismounts and takes the lead. It's cramped and empty. They keep looking. The next building is a few stories high. There are some bags with clothing in them, but it's all pretty small, sized for humans. They fit Rovad, though. He finds a spiffy pair of gloves, as well as a nice coat. They keep checking the different structures long into the night. The barrows are all deserted. Some contain clothing, armor, or weapons, but little of it is useful to us. Eventually, Odam hears something in one of the structures. There's someone here. It's a goblin bowman, once resting one. She's a muscular boss of some kind. Are they friend or foe? Odam tries talking to her.
Greetings, my name is Odam Snakeship. Do you know anything about this area?
She's just standing there, motionless. She seems benign enough. Odam backs away slowly out the door. As he turns around and tries to head up the stairs, the goblin starts following. This is really off. Dwarf blood, silent zombie goblin tailing us. We should be really careful here. There doesn't seem to be anything else in the structure. Let's just get out. What the party doesn't know is that they just had a close encounter with A2, the goblin bowman once resting one, who once slaughtered the entire militia of Chanted Fins single-handedly. With her mummy king dead, she has returned to the Tower of Wind-Peaked and silently wanders the barrows. We can only pray that she never turns vengeful. There's little else of interest in the barrows. The party heads towards the tower proper. Some might say that entering a necromancer tower after dark is foolhardy, but we are night creatures, surely we can handle ourselves. But it's entirely deserted and empty. When the group emerges, it's already sunrise. It occurs to the 4 that no one is actually feeling tired. The question of whether they actually need to sleep comes up. They were literally born yesterday, so it's a valid question to have. Perhaps these night creatures never have to sleep at all. As the 4 prepare to leave, they realize they don't know where any of their animals are. Traveling without mounts would take a lot longer. Odom leads the group as they try to follow the animals' tracks. They give the whole area quite a thorough search, but they can't find anything. It looks like we're not going to recover our animals. These dead lands are no place for pets. Kosoth is rather beside herself.
Those poor dogs! They're kindred spirits! They're my partners!
There, Kosoth. Those animals can fend for themselves. We should probably head back to that fortress, though, and find some new mounts. As they march back to the fortress, the second night of their journey falls, but the four have no issue traveling at night. As dawn breaks, they arrive back in Enchanted Fins. To Kosoth's great delight, she finds one of her war dogs here, Eshton. I'm pretty sure this dog was accidentally left behind in the fortress when we first headed out. Looks like it was for the best. The group are also able to find 4 more rhinos to use as mounts. Udil even finds a war rhinoceros, though it's a bit short. Once again mounted up, the 4 set off. But to where? This self-styled mage queen wants us to go explore some necromancer towers that she conquered. But why should we do what she says? Apparently she created us, but that doesn't mean she has a right to order us around. Udil has no interest in following this queen's laws. Zasit also kept going on about Tig the Lustful and the gods, but none of these 4 have any religious beliefs. Frankly, it was all a bit off-putting. There was a little bit of useful equipment in the last tower, so there might be some value in exploring the others. But Wind Peaked was also a pretty dismal place, not the sort of locale you'd want to spend your life cataloging. These 4 misfits have a world of adventure to explore. Will they listen to their queen and visit the towers, or will they strike out into the wilds and decide their own fate? But it's getting late, and I must retire. Come find me again some other night to hear more tales of this queer quadrumvirate.